Are you reading closely and looking? Let's circle the question mark and go to the beginning of the sentence. It says, which is the best estimate of his solution? Let's cross it out. Let's cross out the U, and now let's read the details. It says, Jeremy is estimating a solution for the problem 94 take away 42. So let's cross it out, and now let's circle some clues. So I know this is about Jeremy. I know he's estimating a solution, and solution means answer. So he's estimating an answer. If we take a look at our rounding words anchor chart, estimating we find twice. We find estimate and best estimate, and those are clues that we have to round in the problem, just like about and just like around. And all of these words mean that we have to hop to the number that's nearest to or closer to the number that they give us. So since we have to round, I'm going to label that with the word round so I don't forget. And I know that he's trying to round these numbers, 94 and 42, before he subtracts them. I need to figure out which is the best estimate, and best estimate again is right here in our rounding words anchor chart, just like the word about, and they're all rounding words. We need to find the best estimate of his solution, which we already know is the answer. So let's start with our 3-step. Our main idea is going to say, which is the best estimate? And our most important clue is the numbers. We have to round 94 and we have to round 42, but the only problem is it doesn't tell us what we have to round by. We can either round to the nearest 10 or round to the nearest 100. So since we don't know, let's just look at the answer choices. So A has 2 zeros for 100, 1 0 for 50, 1 0 for 30. B has 1 0 for this number, 1 0 for this number, and 1 0 for this number. C has 2 zeros here, but 1 0 here and 1 here. D has, so each of these numbers in D has only 1 0. So since most of these numbers have only 1 0, that means that we're going to have to round to the nearest 10 because 10 only has 1 0. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that to my main idea that I need to round to the nearest 10. So now I can start rounding. I can start with the number 94, and I'm going to write in 94, and I'm going to label my place values, 1s and 10s. That's what I'm rounding by, so I'm going to stop, and I'm going to circle the number in the tens place. That's 9 10s. So when I start my number line, I can think about the value of 9 10s to start with right here. So this is 9 10s. Let's think about the value of 9 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. The value of 9 10s is 90. And then the next group of 10, if I keep counting, is 100. So I need to make my next group of 10 be 100. To figure out what my midpoint is, I'm going to take a look at Mr. Esparza's midpoint number line. I'm going to find the number 90 and find 100. The midpoint between 90 and 100 is 95. So I'm going to write that in right here. And I need to think about where 94 would go on my number line. Well, it would go before 95 because it's 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, and then 95. So here's 94. There's my dot. And since it's on this side of my midpoint, then that means my number is closer to 90. So I need to hop to the 90. 94 rounds to 90. So I'm going to cross out the 94 and change it to 90. Because now it's 90 take away whatever this number is going to be. So now I can round 42. So I'm going to write the number 42. I'm going to label 1s and 10s. And since the 4 is in the 10s place, I need to circle that. I need to think about what is the value of 4 10s to start my number line with. Here I have 4 10s, and the value of that is 10, 20, 30, 40. So I'm going to write 40 to begin with. And my next group of 10 is going to be 50. So I'm going to write 50 right here. And now I have to think about what is the midpoint between 40 and 50. So I could just look at my midpoint number line again. Here's 40 and here's 50, and the midpoint is 45. So I'm going to write down the number 45. And now I need to put in 42 where it belongs on my number line. It goes before 45, because if we keep counting, we're going to count 40, 41, 42. And since it's on this side of my midpoint, that means that this number is going to hop over and be closer to the 40. So 42 rounds to 40. So we can cross out the 42 and write that now the number sentence says 90 take away 40. So we need to choose one where our numbers match. So A says 100, no. B says 90 take away 40. So we do have 90 take away 40, so let's put an M for maybe. C says 100 equals 50 plus 50. Well, we didn't add anything because it wants us to take away. So that's wrong, so all of C is wrong. D says 90 take away 50, but we did 90 take away 40. So D is wrong, and B is our answer.